Hey y'all, it's another week down, and well, it's time for a coffee with the K's. We'll give you the weekly roundup, what we've done, where we're going, what's going on, all of that's coming up. All right, so for lack of a better term, it's been an interesting week. I know we say that all the time, but
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
yeah. So between the day job, we were pretty busy, but we got some stuff done. We got the whole spring cleaning thing going on.
Yeah,
So some of the stuff we didn't film, there was some garden work that was done. There was some gathering of the tree branches and stuff that had fallen. And, we got them piled up, and then the footage you did get was me grabbing them up with the tractor and throwing them on the brush pile.
we carried a lot out by hand. We
Yeah.
didn't video that.
We changed the strategy. We were gonna go ahead and burn all of the brush, but with us bringing in a lot of earth from another property and stuff like that, and building up the garden, the area behind the garden, we've decided that we're gonna move the branches instead of putting them on the bonfire pit and burning them. We're going to return them to the earth. We're gonna place them in the area where we're going to put all the earth. So that's one of the changes that we kind of made. Part of it is it's been really windy here, and I really don't want to burn in the wind. So,
But we're starting to build up a huge brush pile,
yes.
so we've got to do something with it.
So we're gonna chip it. We're gonna chip it and use it for some mulch, and the rest we're just going to do the horticulture, or whatever they call it.
Hugelculture.
Hugelculture.
Because where we're filling it into the ground will eventually be part of my garden. So to bury it under the topsoil is more beneficial.
So it'll make it a little easier. But you did see we got the apple trees out of the way. We went from having to do 2 of them to having to do 3 of them.
Yes.
So we got to looking at the third one, the one in the middle, and it is just rotten.
It's in bad shape.
It's in worse shape than the first one that I cut down. So, yeah, we don't really have a choice. The wind is going to fall these things themselves because there's nothing in the middle of this.
Yeah.
And the first tree I felled that I felled was probably 3/4 gone. The second one that I did was not so much gone as it was just ridden with
Termites.
down the center.
Yeah.
So they were making a smorgasbord of the applewood, and so it had to go.
Yeah.
The branches and all that on that tree had been long gone from last season, so we got rid of it. What else we got going on?
So I trimmed up the cherry trees.
Yep, our cherry trees got a little bit of love,
Yeah.
and we cleaned up around the bases of them. We do have to do some backfilling because the earth we did, especially the one,
Yeah.
the hole that we put it in was probably 4 feet or so
Yeah.
in diameter.
So we'll have to bring
And
some of the
it's settled
topsoil in.
It's settled in, so we're gonna have to top it up a little bit, which is good for the tree.
The hole we put it in was an apple tree that we had to take out several years ago.
Yep.
And over time it's settled down in, and we did replace a lot of the soil when we put in the cherry tree that we put in, but it definitely needs more.
So our big thing is every tree we remove, we try to make sure we replace it
replace
with a tree. And so we've added 4 cherry trees to the property because cherries are something that we'll use.
Yeah, we eat a lot of them, yeah.
As well as, some of the apple trees that have gone. Well, we might add more apple trees, but we're not 100% sure. I do like beech trees they're in the forests all around here.
Yeah.
It is the natural tree or the abundant tree here. They call it Buka or Buchenholz. It is probably better than 50% of the trees around here. The others are like a spruce or a pine, and a lot of the pines have the problem of this beetle that eats them.
Yeah, the pine beetle.
So we don't want to plant pine. We don't want to give a place for these pine beetles to show up. They call it Käferholz here. And what happens is they burrow underneath the bark and they eat the tree, and the tree dies.
Yeah.
And if you're from Germany or you've been to Germany, you'll drive around and you'll see there's huge pine belts everywhere here, but you'll see dead streaks in them where the pine beetles have invaded, and now they're working their way through the forest. So I don't want to have to deal with that and have to cut my trees down after the beetles. So if we're going to add some type of tree that is not a fruit tree, I think we're going to add the beech tree. And I really
and we have a walnut that has to go into the ground, a black walnut. We have a spot for it, but we got to build that area up for the walnut tree.
I really like the way the beech tree looks, and they're kind of, the leaves do fall off, but it's weird the way they fall off. So they will turn colors coming into the fall, but they'll maintain their leaves into most of the way into winter. And eventually they will lose their leaves, but it's like they lose their leaves and new ones come right behind it. So it's kind of a quick swap on the leaves when it happens with those. And it's kind of cool because they'll change colors, but it'll hang on to the leaves, and the leaves will be hanging on the trees longer.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of the colors and stuff like that.
Kind of like the maples do.
What else?
Got all my seeds started for the garden, as well as I got my starter potatoes in the hot frame.
Yeah, and as you saw, if you watched yesterday's video, the garden is very loose. And it's like this thick, which is great because if she plans to do carrots or, corn or anything that needs the deep roots, this is going to be great for it. But I do think this year's garden is going to be the garden to beat all gardens. I think we're going to have the best garden that we've had. Second to the vegetable garden we had in Nottingham. That was the best garden we had when we lived in another village that we were renting the house. And
Lay down.
That garden was over the top.
Oh yeah. But I think it was because it used to be a cow field.
Yeah, it was highly productive.
Very fertile.
And so hopefully we're there again with this new garden. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. On to quick YouTube business. We added a couple of subscribers. We're just short of 300 right now.
So on that note, if you like our content, you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Give us a big thumbs up. We really appreciate it.
And we're, I think it's 1.5 thousand views, somewhere around there. So we're getting the views, we're getting the subscribers. Like I said before, we're not in a rush. This is a marathon. We understand that. The channel, I actually had to go back and look and see, and I did that yesterday because I was kind of curious. I'm like, well, how long have we been doing this? And so it was late July of last year that we started this. So we're not into it for even a year. We're doing pretty good. We're a third of the way towards monetization, and we're probably about a third of the way towards viewers, or not viewers, but viewing hours. And like I said, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're not relying on the monetization for the channel.
Yeah.
And in fact, any of the monetization we're just going to turn back into the channel, whether it be equipment or giveaways, because we'd love to spread some German love to y'all. So, coming up, I spoke with the plumber on the renovation. I actually spoke with them last night.
Still waiting on a little bit of stuff.
And most of the materials are here finally. There's a couple odds and ends that need to show up, and of course we don't want to start the job until everything is here. Yeah. With that said, I have to get cracking on grooving the walls and everything like that, so I'm hoping to get to that this week. I did buy a saw that is designed to cut block and groove it for both the electrical and the plumbing. So hopefully we'll see. Maybe I could get some wall grooving done and get that part of it knocked out. So as the material shows up and we're ready to roll, everything is just gonna flow. Because I do need to cut a couple of channels for the water pipes
Yeah.
in the walls because of how we're bringing the water in, and then like the delivery to the wash machine in the what used to be just the bathroom, which is now going to be the laundry/bathroom. I need to groove the wall so that we have a nice finished wall, and we don't have to worry much about like making a false wall or anything like that. I want to try to make it as easy as possible and to save as much room as possible. This way I'm not making false walls and losing space. We're not going to lose square footage. We'll lose square inches in a room if we do false the walls, but I'd rather not do that. Yeah. So we're going to get into that hopefully this week. And so you'll see a little bit of content on that.
Maybe we'll take out the old chicken coop. Maybe. Yeah. We do need another load of topsoil for the side of the driveway because I'm going to put my pumpkins, watermelons over there.
She's making the vine garden basically. So anything that grows on the vine, like pumpkin or watermelon.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably prime spot because it has a little bit of a tilt.
Yeah.
Down towards the grass,
and it's full sun.
This way, she'll plant up along the cement, and then let the vines run down the hill. It's funny because when we put the earth in on the backside, where the fire pit is, wherever the earth came from, we didn't get the earth from our own property, as we're doing now. We were getting the earth from somebody else.
Yeah.
And so they delivered 21 dump truck loads to fill in to make the
parapet,
the raised area where the fire pit is. At any rate, what I'm getting at is pumpkins grew wild.
Yeah.
We had huge pumpkin plants
and tulips too,
and they were growing down the bank.
Yeah.
So they were impressive plants. So with that said, we watched how that grew, and we were kind of like, all right, so that's what spawned the idea to plant the melons and the pumpkins on that side, on the opposite side of the little drive area.
It'll save room in my garden.
And also, it's within reach of our irrigation system, so why not? So that's where we're going. That is the skinny on the channel. That's the skinny on what we got going on.
And all plans are subject to be changed.
Oh, exactly. So especially like the chicken coop.
Yeah.
I've been saying in various videos, well, maybe we'll get cracking on the chicken coop. And it just doesn't work out. Whether it's the weather or we have to go do something or, we get tied up. Yeah. So believe me, that chicken coop, its days are numbered. But we do not want to drag this on and take up any more time. So you know what I'm about to say. If you're thinking about family, if you're thinking about friends, give them the WhatsApp or the WhatsApp. They'd like to hear from you just as much as you'd like to hear from them. But until the next installment, auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.